Hello and welcome back to AR77. Today's video is a head-to-head, I suppose you could call it. 3 pistols on the table, 3 lovely replica air pistols here for comparison. All very similar in terms of functionality, all very similar in terms of build quality and price. These are all going to retail here in the UK at around and about 130 quid each, although if you shop around you might find them cheaper. All .177 or 4.5mm BB shooting replica air pistols, all powered by 12 gram CO2 capsules, and in each case that 12 gram capsule is housed in the magazine along with the ammunition. These are all quite similar in terms of the build materials to the real world counterparts, all metal slides with all polymer lowers. They all blow back, they all lock back after final shot, so there's some usability there. Let's look at what we have. On the left hand side we have the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Mark II. In the middle we have the Glock 19X, and on the right hand side we have the HK VP9. So let's look at how they are similar, let's look at how they differ, and maybe that will help you inform your decision making process when you go to perhaps buy one of these pistols. So straight off the bat, if you prefer Smith & Wessons, if you like the M&P and that quite stylish kind of design on there, that's going to sway you. You're perhaps going to go for that more stylish looking, really quite handsome pistol there with the M&P. Really nice looking pistol. Alternatively, if you like the more military look, you know, if you like that that kind of simple minimalist look as well to the Glock, you're going to go that way. That's a really nice looking pistol if you like that sort of thing. Might be a bit of a Marmite gun for you there though. If you don't like the that coyote brown finish, you're perhaps going to be deterred from that, and you're probably going to more likely, well, I guess it depends which way you go, doesn't it, with this one, because you've got the 19 style kind of slide there, so you might prefer to go for the Glock 19 by Umarex as an alternative, although that doesn't function in the same way, doesn't blow back in the same way. Or if you like that size of grip, you're perhaps going to go for the Glock 17. There's a few different ones available with that size, but that's what's distinct about the Glock 19X, is it's the sort of the Glock 17 size, lower parts of the frame, but with that Glock 19 length in the slide there. Or if you're a fan of HKs, you might go for the HK VP9. That's another handsome looking pistol. Looks far more tactical, like a technical kind of looking pistol. Really nice, just like the others, but yeah, I would say that looks kind of technical or tactical. That looks like it's ready to do business, and that's a little bit more stylish, in my opinion. Feel free to agree, disagree, or just remain completely removed from the conversation if you want. What else? Let's have a look at safeties then. So they all carry a trigger safety. This is the one that stands out. This is a different type of safety on the trigger, so you can't access the trigger if you just drop the pistol or whatever. You have to have your finger on the trigger, and it gets rid of that extra blade, and you can fire the pistol like that. You can also completely deactivate the pistol with the switch on the side there, although you wouldn't find that on an M&P in reality, so it kind of detracts from the nature of the replica. Similar, we have the VP9 here, the HK VP9, and this also has a kind of deactivation switch on the right hand side there, which wouldn't be on the VP9, sorry, in reality. So if that bothers you, that might be a point you want to take into consideration. Do have, once again, that working trigger safety. In this case it's the extra blade on the trigger there, which makes that function or not. And similar to that, we have the Glock with the same sort of safety on the trigger there. Yeah, but in terms of deactivating the pistol, you've got the switch underneath, which is perhaps better actually. It kind of doesn't detract from the styling of the pistol. Speaking of styling, personally I really like the contrast of the sort of the black against the coyote brown, and even though on none of these pistols, you know, you can't take any of them down, so the slide catch releases and the takedown levers and things don't work, but on the Glock, because of that contrast, it kind of looks like it does a bit more. You might want to take that into consideration. All 3 of these pistols have a really nice recessed barrel. I'll just show you all 3. You've got that one on the Glock, you've got that really nice one there on the VP9, and on the Smith & Wesson. Again, really, really attractive looking recessed barrel. I really like the look of that, I really do. As I said before, they all sort of blow back, you can rack the slide on all three of them. That sounds a bit better, doesn't it? The Glock, the Smith & Wesson sounds a bit tinny. VP9 sounds better as well, so I would say in terms of how they sound, whether they sound tinny or rickety, that's probably my least favourite. I'd say the Glock or the VP9 sound a little bit better. They sound a bit chunkier. I wouldn't say that they are any better made, so it's only those sort of things that it's whether you can kind of reconcile with yourself how it sounds when you rack the slide. What else? Let's have a look at these magazines then. So the magazine for the Smith & Wesson has this lovely fetching kind of base plate, Smith & Wesson branded, Smith & Wesson logo there. As I said before, you put your rounds in there. I think they take about 18 or 19 rounds, these pistols. It will lock back, or not lock back, but we will hold back the follower while you load in your BBs from the top. That's the same for all three. But with the base plate, you can access your sort of your hex key there, so that's quite useful. Similar with the Glock, we also have a nice branded base plate there, so that when it's in the pistol, it looks. Oh, why aren't you going in there then? What's that all about? That's better. Yeah, it looks the part once that's in there, doesn't it? So that's nice to have. All of these are kind of, I would say, kind of spring-loaded. They all sort of pop out into your hand. Let's have a look at the VP9 as well. With the VP9, the one thing to notice on this magazine is that it doesn't come with a base plate. So that might be something that you consider also. Let's pop him in there, and you can see, yeah, that springs out really quite nicely. Also, in terms of mag release, you've got this VP9 mag release, which is on the trigger guard there, which is different, of course, to the Glock and to the Smith & Wesson. With the Smith & Wesson and the magazine release, what I would say is it kind of drops out with gravity, but it doesn't feel like there's as strong a spring when that's releasing the magazine. While we've got them out, should we have a look at a bit of blowback? Okay, so let's have a look at a little bit of shooting then. All three of these pistols are unloaded, as I showed you before. Let's have a look at that kind of single action pull. So you're going right back to there, and then it's going to lock back, isn't it? See, it locks back after that last shot. Let me hold that down so you can see a bit more of the blowback. Yeah, so it's nice, quite nice and snappy there with the M&P. With the Glock, let's take a look at how that kind of looks. I'll hold it down like that so that we don't lock back. Again, quite snappy blowback on that pistol. And again with the VP9, hold that down there so it doesn't lock back. Held it down in the wrong place. Hold it down there. So nothing really much of a muchness in terms of the blowback action. Pop the VP9 there, and I'll put a little video of me shooting it a bit earlier on. You can see that we've got kind of all the shots have sort of hit that sort of 8-point and 7-point black circle in the centre there. But quite a bit of a spread. If you look at the, I don't know if you can see the target there. Yeah, a bit of a spread on those. With the Glock, let's have a look. Put him there so you know which one we're talking about. I'll show you the 19X footage. As you can see, really quite tight in terms of grouping there, right in the centre of that target. So a bit more pleased with the way that the Glock shoots. It's obviously a little bit more accurate. I'm not a fantastic shot, but you can see that these are all fairly accurate pistols. Let's just have a quick look here also at the M&P and see how he fares. Yeah, so once again, quite nice grouping. Okay, so all accurate enough for a nice bit of enjoyable plinking in the sun. As they say, sun's out, guns out. So get out there in the back garden, have a go with these, have a bit of fun. Let's put the targets on there just so you've got a bit of a comparison. We've got the 19X there, you've got the M&P, and you've got the VP9. As I said, you know, a bit more of a spread on the VP9, right in the centre there for the 19X, and not too far off there for the M&P. 3 really nice pistols there for you. As I said, about 130 quid here in the UK, all pretty good replicas. In terms of that blowback, it's not what I would call a full lock back after the last shot. It doesn't, the slide doesn't engage all the way to the rear. It's kind of a half blowback, I guess. Well, the blowback seems to operate fine. It's nice and punchy in all 3 of the pistols, but when it locks back, it doesn't lock back in the full rear position. Does that matter? I don't know. I don't think so necessarily. Okay, so if I try to do a quick summary of pros and cons of each of the 3 pistols, let's look at reality or realism. So the VP9 doesn't have a base plate on the magazine. The Glock does, as does the Smith & Wesson M&P, so that might sway your decision there. Having said that, the M&P and the VP9 have those deactivation switches right there on the right-hand side. That wouldn't be there in reality, so that might put you off. You might favour the Glock's system of having it underneath the slide there. Also, for the M&P, we have a bit of white writing on the side there, which might put people off. Lots of nice etching there on the slide. Really nice etching. I really like the way they finished that pistol. But yeah, the Glock and the VP9 have that nice etching as well, without the white safety writing or caliber information on the other side. Yeah, they're all metal slide, polymer lower. They've all got similar sort of safeties in terms of having that trigger safety. I think this black contrasting with the Coyote Brown does make it look like there's more functionality to the Glock, even though there isn't. You can't take any of these pistols down. They do have a blowback, but when the slide locks back, it doesn't lock back in that full position. It kind of goes halfway and kind of stops there, or maybe a third of the way. But you do get a weighty pistol to hold on to. They all feel pretty credible in terms of the weight of the pistol. They all shoot quite nicely. I would say I got a bigger spread with the VP9, less so with the M&P, and the Glock was by far the most accurate of the 3. But you know what? Depending which particular pistol you buy, that could change anyway. You might get one Glock that's more accurate than another. You might get one VP9 that has a bigger spread than another. So it's much for muchness in my opinion. All 3 of them reasonably priced at 130 quid. So it's up to you really which you prefer, the Glock, the M&P or the VP9. Let me know in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for joining me once again. Please take care. Stay safe. All the best. Bye.